All that, and I actually had to cough. Crazy, right?
Oh, brother.
What you drinking?
Ice cold water.
Ice cold water. Dude, I used to hate these things, these Gatorade lights.
Yeah.
I ain't never had
Gotten
one.
to where I love them now, dude.
Really?
I'm on the Propel, son.
Have y'all
Propels are great too.
have y'all had the what is it? The liquid IV stuff, like the
I've
IV in a
never had
bottle
one.
stuff.
I had it one time. It was gross.
Buddy, they are bad. It tastes like you're drinking salt.
Yeah, it
Really?
does
Like,
not taste good at all.
yeah, they're terrible.
I hate salt. Like, I
Now
don't really can't salt my food.
the hoist drinks, you had those?
Hoist?
Yeah, I think that's
No,
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
no, I haven't.
No, I have not.
Hoist. I've only had one of those. The watermelon one or whatever. It doesn't taste nothing like watermelon, but it's not too bad. I don't even
That's
understand
false
how they got.
advertisement.
Yeah, I don't even know how they got that it was that flavor because it's. I mean, not even close
Not
to
even
it.
close.
But these Gatorade Lights, dude. The first one I ever had, I didn't even close to finishing it, but I drink them all the time now.
I like the vitamin water's pretty good.
Vitamin
Yeah.
waters are good too.
I
Yeah,
do like vitamin
Vitamin
water.
water is good.
Subway's what
Especially out
got
the
me liking
fountain.
vitamin water.
The
Out
fountain,
the fountain
the
at,
fountain one.
Yeah.
at Subway. That's the one.
Hey, I'm here to tell you, talking about drinks, the best fountain Coke, hands down, McDonald's.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
even
yes.
close.
Yeah.
Which is insane, right? Like,
Well, they say they ship it in a different container than every other
Yeah, I
store
think
besides
McDonald's gets a
McDonald's.
special thing.
really?
Like everywhere else, the syrup or whatever it's called, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
gets shipped in like a plastic bag, but to McDonald's, it doesn't.
There's definitely a difference in the taste.
Oh,
for
for sure. Yeah. That's so. My sister was in high school taking some nursing classes or something, and the one of the things was like they had to watch videos and stuff on the like food industry, and one of the things was McDonald's. Their fries is like one chemical away from being actual plastic.
That does not surprise me. Have
Don't
you heard
surprise
about?
me
You
either.
heard about that one thing where somebody bought like the burger and the
And
fries
left
and
it in
have
the
just left it there and it
and,
still looks the same?
and never molded.
Yeah,
That
That's
don't be
that's not
smacking though.
that's not normal.
Well, I like
We're
some
putting that in our
McDonald's fries
body.
though. I ain't gonna lie. McDonald's
Dude, I'm
fries
big on
is
that. That double quarter,
Yeah, double
the
quarter pounder.
yeah with cheese.
Yeah.
You put some Big Mac sauce on it.
Dad
That's
get
up there.
that he said that's up there.
That's up there.
Dad gets he just gets a McDouble for like $1 and some change, and then adds mac sauce to it. And he's like, it tastes
Yeah.
the exact same, just one less piece of bread.
So I always was like,
Yeah.
because I used to get the double quarter pounder with cheese and get the Big Mac sauce. Like, I've never had a Big Mac. This was a few years ago. I was like, why don't I just get a Big Mac? And I got it. I have never been more disappointed in my
It's
life
so
than
bad.
whenever I opened up that box
It's
and saw
so
that Big Mac. I
small.
was like, that joker is little.
Yeah, as far as the actual meat on it, yeah.
The
Just the
burger
size. I didn't
itself,
even think it was that big.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I was totally disappointed. I've had a Big Mac one time my entire life, and
It
I
can
was
have big in the
disappointed.
name and be that size.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
totally
it's by
misleading,
far needs to be the biggest burger on their menu. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not.
no.
No.
In fact, the only burgers littler than that are the ones on the. It's not a dollar menu anymore. The value menu.
Yeah. Some of these people listening to this thing don't even know what a dollar menu is.
That's
That's
true.
crazy,
I used to
right?
be able to get lunch at McDonald's for. I would get 2 McChickens, a McDouble, and a large sweet tea, and it cost me like $4 and some change,
Yeah.
like $4.75 or something like that.
You can get a McChicken for $1, a McDouble for $1, a large fry for $1, a large tea for $1, and now all that stuff's like at least $2 a piece.
Yeah, right about it. I went there I didn't realize because I quit eating McDonald's for a while,
Yeah.
and I went
Yeah,
there.
kids.
Yeah. Well, I was leaving. That's when I was working at Old Dominion. I was leaving work, coming home. I was like, dude, I'm starving. I don't feel like making anything when I get home. I'm just going to swing to McDonald's, give me a couple McChickens,
Yeah.
a few bucks. So I got the same thing I normally get. It came out to like almost $8. Like, what happened to the dollar menu? And I looked, I was like, it doesn't even say dollar menu
No.
anymore.
No. Heck no.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's a nice little food rant for you. Just out of the blue.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
All right, guys, this is the Southern Roots Podcast. Welcome to the show. If you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, follow, share it with a friend. With that being said, I am Andy.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Shane.
All right, guys, let's get into a little bit of work day. How was y'all's work?
But no chance of talking about work today. Unless you got something to say. My mom always said, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. I have nothing good to say about work today. It was a crap show.
Yeah,
buddy.
it was rough, but we pulled through.
Yeah.
We got it done.
My dad always says when you got a bad day, he's like, Mom always said you's gonna have days like this. Just never, what is it? Never how many or how far and few between or something like that. I don't know how it actually goes, but
Well, today was one of those days. So
Yeah.
we can talk about your work day. We're not talking about mine, though.
my work day wasn't too bad. We're still on that big job.
Have you asked yet?
No, I have not.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I will. I'm going to probably ask tomorrow.
You see her today?
Yes, but
homeowner?
she was driving, like she was leaving. She was driving out of her car, or she was driving out of her driveway in her car. So I wasn't like about to, hey, can I come duck hunting? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so
How much longer y'all got on that job?
at least this week and probably next.
That'd be what, 3 solid weeks there?
Yep, 3 weeks straight, man. And I'm not gonna lie,
Jeez.
I hate jobs like that. I like being in a different place constantly. Like I'd rather go do 4 or 5 small jobs in one day than be on one job for a whole week. And I'm on one for at least gonna be 3 weeks. And every time I talk to her, she adds trees. I'm like,
God.
But you got to talk to her at least one more time.
yeah. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, obviously we're gonna make more money off of it, but still, when you're planning to be there for
Yeah,
a
you got
week and
other
a half,
jobs that are
yeah,
getting held up because of it.
I was
Yeah.
planning to be there for a week and a half, and now that's doubled at a
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
I told people that I would get to them in September. Well, we're halfway through
We're
September.
halfway
already.
through, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know that. I mean, next week's the last week of September. Pretty close. Well, I mean, you got one more after that, like a half a week. But anyways, but no, it wasn't too bad. We got about 8. Well, we cut 7. I think we cut 7 trees down today and cleaned up 8. There was one already on the ground from yesterday.
There you go.
Not too bad.
Y'all figured out y'all's stump grinder yet? The whole
Yeah, so
situation?
we're just gonna. So we've got 2, and they were both tore up. The idea was to, when one tears up, use the other one, get that one fixed, and then if this one tears up, use the other one while fix it. You know what I mean? Have a backup.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, stuff happens. You end up not taking the time. You get busy, or you end up not taking the time to do it. So now we're down without a grinder completely, but we're supposed to be ordering some parts for our smaller grinder. I think it's a 50 horse machine, which isn't terrible. It's definitely not as big as 75 horse, but it's definitely better than the one I can rent that's like 20 horses. When I've got at least 50 stumps I have to grind, I want something that's
Yeah.
gonna get with it. But it's not too bad. As soon as those parts come in, hopefully they'll come in. I'm hoping if she doesn't add any more trees that we can have all the trees down and cleaned up except for the logs this week. And then next week we can focus on grinding stumps, hauling logs, cleaning up stump chips, stuff to that nature. The good thing is when you start taking down that many trees, you get lots of room to work with. So, like the first couple, we may have had to, use the bucket truck and cut them down, but then that creates a big hole. And the ones
Yeah.
behind it, I can just lay down whole.
Start
So
dropping 'em? Yeah.
So the process, the more you take down, the quicker the process usually starts going.
Yeah.
But
I can
it's
see that.
still, you got to clean all that junk up. But
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. It's part of it. Like I said, Mom always said you're gonna have days like this, but hey, do it while you can.
That's
Gotta
right.
get it while the sun's shining, baby.
Make
So
money while the money's there to make.
yeah, for sure.
Because
slow
season's coming.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I ain't gonna lie though, this job right here for us is gonna push a lot of our stuff
Back, keep y'all
back.
busy a little bit longer.
I think we should probably, I mean, right now when I'm looking at if I look at a job right now that's gonna take 3 or 4 days or more, I have to tell them it's gonna be after New Year's.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
mean, it's a good thing. I mean, but sometimes people don't want to wait that long, which is
Yeah,
100% understandable. I mean, that's part of business. You're not gonna, if you
can't
get
land
if you
everything.
get all of them, your prices aren't high
In
enough.
fact,
If
yeah.
you get
Well,
none of them, your stuff's too cheap. So
if you find somebody that sells 100% of jobs that they go to, send them my way because we could use it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
pretty much name your price. We'll make something work.
yeah, yeah. Because at that point, I mean, they'll pay for themselves.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you're not landing every job. People now we do have a pretty good reputation around our area for what we do, so people will tend to wait a lot longer than they had initially wanted to just to have us do it. But that's a little different than like y'all stuff. I mean, if y'all can't get to it quick, you got to have.
Oh yeah. That's
You
just.
know what I
But
mean?
that's just the business we're in.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's gonna sit and sweat in their house for.
6 months.
3
months.
Not only that, it's hard to get people to sit and wait.
A
3-4
week.
days.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not waiting 3-4 days.
No. Oh no.
I'm not sweating in my house for that long.
No. But yeah, so it is what it is, man. It's a good problem to have for sure, but I'd much rather be that way as far as problem than the other way. Not have
Yeah.
no work, because that we've been there. That sucks too. You gotta send everybody home, go knock on doors. Yeah. Hey, you got a limb right there that's close to your house. You want us to trim it off for $50? You know what I mean? Like we've been there, so we can't complain when it comes to being busy though. So, but
Well, we hadn't really talked to you since like our last podcast.
yeah, we record on Tuesday night, so yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
talk. I mean, I didn't talk to y'all. I mean, maybe a
Yeah,
little bit Wednesday during the day, just a couple texts or something. Probably mainly just some TikToks back and forth. But as far as actual conversation goes, no, we have not talked since dang near a whole week from now. So,
Yeah, you were busy. You want to go over what you're doing with that this weekend?
yeah. So I went and for those of you who don't know, I lead worship at our church that all three of us go to. I do a lot of stuff outside of church also with that type stuff, and I had it's a thing called Trace Diaz that they asked me to do the music to for the weekend. So it starts Thursday night. I went up Wednesday night, stayed out there, and you gotta like help set up stuff and all on Thursday, and then Thursday night it kicks off and goes till Sunday about 4:30ish is when it kind of starts to end. I didn't actually leave out there till probably 6:30. I got home and passed out. There's
Yeah,
not a whole
there's not a lot of sleep. So I went through the Vida Nueva, which is like the youth
yeah,
version of it.
right.
So I'm pretty sure it's the same as far as like when you get there, if you're going through it, you don't have no phone, like none of that
Right.
stuff.
Right. That's right. Yeah, you don't have no phone. There's no I mean, which it don't really matter if you have a phone in there or not, because like the people who are working there, you're allowed to have your phones and stuff, but the service out there is so bad that nothing ever works anyways.
Yeah.
So, like I mean, you can't hardly send an iMessage to anybody. Um, First world problems, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so that was pretty cool, man. I did miss. I got back to what you feel like is civilization when your phone starts to work better and all again. And I missed a ton of good football games apparently, which kind of sucks. But hey, I mean, I guess it was for a good cause. But yeah, so
Yeah, it was worth the sacrifice.
yeah, it was definitely worth the sacrifice. But we had a good time, good turnout. But yeah, y'all were together over the weekend, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
I went to Cess and we watched a lot of college football. And there were
Just like
some
we
good
do every
games.
Saturday.
Yeah, just like we do every Saturday. We watched a lot of college football and we ate a lot of cheese dip
We don't
and
usually do
chips.
that, but we ate
We
a
don't normally
ton this
do
year.
that. We almost OD'd on chips and cheese dip. It was intense. We had 4 different crock pots of cheese dip.
Four,
We had the 4.
Yeah, 4.
We had the Rotella cheese dip. We had spinach cheese dip.
bro. I
We
love
had
spinach dip.
regular queso dip and buffalo chicken dip. And it was already what 12:30 ish, 1,
Yeah.
and by
We started with
8:30 that night,
4.5 bags of
chips,
chips and ended with
a bag.
I think we have 1 bag left.
Yeah. Now it wasn't just me and Seth. There was another person there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
And his
yeah.
kids
yeah,
and all that.
and my kids were there, so
Oh, I
that
was like,
helped
his
too.
kids. He ain't got no
No,
kids, but
my kids, my
your kid.
kids.
Yeah, okay. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
but when it was all said and done, by like 8 o'clock, between 7 and 8 o'clock, there was like enough buffalo chicken dip for like one more serving. All the queso was gone, all the Rotella dip was gone, and there was enough spinach dip for maybe 2 servings. I mean, we crushed it.
It was impressive, honestly.
He said it was impressive there, my guy. We
Yeah.
threw it down, boy. Dude, that's another thing. At that place, that Tracy's thing, you eat so much too, man. Holy cow.
Oh,
But
when I did the VN thing, we ate good. So,
if you leave there hungry, it's your own fault.
for sure.
But yeah, dude, my favorite dip is probably spinach dip, bro. I love spinach dip so
Spinach
much.
dip and buffalo chicken dip for me. I will mess both of those up.
Seth, what's your favorite dip?
That's what I was just thinking. Probably the Rotel or the spinach.
I can get behind the spinach and the buffalo chicken dip, but I'm not like a huge like
The Rotel dip, it depends. Like some people don't like putting meat in it at all, and then other people don't put enough meat in it. This was a very meaty
Yeah, we heavily did
Rotel
meat.
dip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
It makes
Yeah.
it so much better too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was it was all good, but yeah, those are my 2 favorite for
I
sure.
heard that. I
It
heard
was
that.
Seth's birthday over the weekend too.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Was it
So
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, bro, I didn't even tell you happy birthday.
That's crazy. It's all good. I was at his house and forgot to tell him. My kids woke up and we left separately to go to church.
Yeah.
And on the way to church, my kids were like, "Is it Uncle Seth's birthday today?" I was like, "Yeah, y'all didn't tell him happy birthday?" And they're
It's
like,
like I didn't
"No,
either.
we forgot." I was like, y'all are mean. And they're like, well, did you tell me my birthday? I was like, we're not talking about what I did. We're talking about what you did.
Yeah. Leave me out of this. I'm not a part of that. Yeah,
So,
that's well, Seth, happy birthday. Okay, so
Thank
Shane is
you.
November 18th, Seth September 17th.
There you
correct.
go.
I'm never gonna remember that.
No, I have no
I
idea
just,
when your
I mean, if
birthday
it
is.
makes you feel any better, I just know your birthday's sometime in February, like early
I
February.
didn't even know it was what month it was.
Mine?
Yeah.
17th, February 17th.
Okay, so it's not even early February. I was off a
No,
little
it's
bit.
it's
It's middle of
it's
February.
mid-February, like dead middle, like
Oh,
two, 3
wow.
days off the middle.
It's embarrassing. And yeah, we're really good friends though.
Yeah, guys, we are close. We're
But
thick.
let's
We're
be
thick
fair.
as
Like
thieves, though.
Sage or someone asked me how old I was, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, it takes me a second too.
I'd ask Brittany to make sure I was 24.
So I used to be like that too. Like once I turned 21, for the next 3-4 years, I thought I was still 21. And then it's not until now that I'm getting closer to 30 that I'm actually remembering how old I am.
And your kids
And it
probably
does.
remind you
I was
pretty
about to say,
often
my kids remind me like every other day.
that
You're
you're getting
old,
old.
Dad.
They're like, "Daddy, you're 27, right?" I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
27." And you'll be 28 in November. Yep, I'll be 28 in November. So that's an every other day thing with them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'll be 29 in February. Buddy, I'm
knocking
on the
on.
door.
knocking on the door, baby. Holy cow. Oh my God.
So you got a smoker on Sunday for your birthday, didn't you?
Yes.
So we
We went to the Lowe's in
Shane.
Statesboro, right? And then they didn't have it, so we went all the way downtown. Oh, his camera died.
I told Shane to remind me to change
I
the
forgot,
battery, and I
dude.
forgot
literally
all
Don't
said,
about
put
it.
"Hey,
that
you
on
gonna
me.
be able
It's
to go
your
through it?"
camera. You need to
I literally
that
asked
can't
if
be
you were
my
gonna go
fault.
through this without your camera dying.
Okay.
But we ended up getting it at Ace Hardware, so yeah, that was pretty
Y'all
cool.
got it
We
from
probably
Ace Hardware in Statesboro?
Yeah, no, we went to Pooler to get
Okay.
something. We went to go check out the Home Depot,
Yeah.
and they didn't have nothing that we wanted. And then he looked at an Ace Hardware somewhere in Savannah or something like that.
Oh wow, so y'all went all over the place then.
Yeah, and then I went and showed their house for a good minute, and then I went home
So when are we smoking some meat, my guy?
Saturday.
Hey, you need some
After we get
firewood?
back from, huh? Yeah, bring it on.
I think I know a guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
I
would
know a
hope.
guy too.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm sure we can come up with a more firewood than you can probably ever want.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that was pretty much our whole weekend, man. 'Cause
Football
once I got home on Sunday, Sunday's my day to do like absolutely nothing. So I go to
yeah.
church, come home,
Do nothing
and
usually.
do nothing.
Yeah, that's my day to I ain't gonna lie, man. I go to church, I come home, and I go to sleep about 3:30 till probably 8.
Yeah, the
That
And
shit
most
is
I do
fiend.
on a Sunday is like maybe take the kids to the park, play with them outside or something like that.
yeah.
And then like get on the game after they go to bed or something. But
Yeah.
other than that, I do nothing productive on Sunday.
You should
Oh,
have seen Brittany trying to get that smoker out of the back of the truck with me.
Oh, you should have videoed that.
I
how would
couldn't.
he
My
have
hands were
videoed?
full.
I'm about to say.
Oh, you guys set your phone up somewhere.
That was the last thing on my mind.
He's
Was
like,
on my mind was
I
not
just don't
breaking
want
my
to
back.
break this brand new smoker.
What
We ended
brand
up
is it
getting it
again?
down. Oklahoma Joe.
Oklahoma Joe.
We
It's a good guy.
we ended up getting it on the ground and tried getting it on the back porch,
Yeah.
and we're pulling it up the steps. I got it up one step pretty much by myself. She couldn't really, and then she was trying to get under and hold it and like go up, and she didn't even lift it. So we switched spots, and then I lifted it, and then she couldn't get it up. I was like, just bring it back down. We'll get it. I'll get someone to help me with it later.
You ended up getting it up there though, didn't you?
Yeah,
Robbie.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Robbie come back out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
couldn't get enough of him. Had to get
That's
a double
right.
dose of Seth over.
What so what did you do for your actual, like, you didn't do anything for your actual birthday?
No, Brittany's birthday's on the 28th, and we'll probably get together with mom and dad and have a little
Do an
cookout.
old
Probably.
birthday dinner.
Gotcha. I heard that. Bro, that's one thing, like, ain't happening. Like, my family and my wife and my mom are so, like, if your birthday's on a Tuesday, we're doing something Tuesday.
Yeah.
So mom's
That's-
like that,
Yeah.
but she kind of gets outnumbered, especially as we've gotten older. Like we give
Yeah.
a rat's tail about our birthday.
Yeah.
I don't
I
care.
mean, 90% of the time we got to work on our birthday, so like we don't care. It almost becomes like
Just another, I mean, it just,
almost it's. I hate to say it like this because it's not, but it almost becomes an inconvenience to work all day
and then have to
and
go to
then you
dinner.
got to come home and try to shower and all that stuff to go and do some type of dinner.
Yeah.
I'd either rather wait till the weekend or just not do anything at all.
Yeah.
And so, as we've gotten older, she's kind of had to back off of that a little bit. Now, when it comes to like Raylan and Colton, even though they're my
Yeah.
kids, I don't have much say so on that. When it's their birthday, mom's like, "We're doing something." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
That's right.
Yep. Aye, Captain.
Yeah.
Tell me when and where. I'll be there.
That's right. Which your birthday this year, Shane. Hopefully we
It couldn't have felt more perfect.
getting on them, buddy.
Yep. Birthday is opening day of first split of duck season.
I hope we smack them
What's
too.
what's the chances of that?
It's actually a
Oh,
pretty
boy.
good chance when your birthday's late November.
This is the first time I ever remember my birthday being on opening day.
Oh, really?
It's always been around it for
Yeah.
sure, and I'm sure it's happened. I just didn't realize it because I've just started getting into it real heavy the past couple years. But
Yeah.
yeah,
We need to go
we
scout
shall
some more
see.
for sure. Which we
Yeah.
might do. We might not, but we may kind of like eyeball a couple things while we're at a certain place Saturday. But we'll get into
Yeah,
that.
we'll
We'll get
yeah
into that
we'll
later.
get into that in a little bit. Anytime I go in the woods, my eyes are always open for that though.
Oh,
Yep.
for
Even
sure.
if that's not the goal of me going there, I'm looking and listening for sure.
So I do need to find out what kind. So this lady that we're working at, this is kind of has nothing to do with, I don't think, anything we were planning to talk about. But so I was standing at this pond and I was talking to Dad, and like when a duck flies, it sounds different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it, it's a sound of its own. So I was in dead conversation with my back to this pond, and I hear it, and I stop mid-sentence, turn around and watch this duck fly all the way across the pond. And it didn't look like a wood duck. It was it looked like a small duck, but it was like the angle I had on it looked like it was all black, but I don't know. It kind of sounded like a wood duck flying, but didn't look like a wood duck. But definitely was some type of duck. I mean, it flew just like a duck.
You know what they say? If it flies like a duck, walks like a duck, sounds like a duck.
Must be a duck.
Must be a duck.
Paya! Let them fly, baby. Oh, speaking of, I went to Dunham's too today and bought some ammo for Saturday. And they have steel shot there they got Black Cloud, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
got Black Cloud 20 gauge for like $15 for 25 of them. Steel shot. But it's like a 1 or 2 shot. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What do I usually shoot?
Probably like a 3 or 4.
It varies a lot of times because I'm bad about
Whatever is
keeping up with my
available.
shells. Yeah, but yeah, I normally go like fours.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. I guess the pellet size is still gonna be the same as a shotgun. It will be less in there though.
Yes.
So I wonder if a smaller, bigger pellet would be better. I don't know. That's gonna take a little bit of trial and
Yeah,
error.
probably not. But I would just you're gonna biggest thing you're gonna want to pattern it for sure.
Yeah. So, but, anyways, everybody got their pick'ems done. Let's get into that.
Yeah, so we're gonna review last week's pick'ems.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
We'll probably always review and then go over this
Because I
week's.
had a heck of a week. All I got to say is I cannot stand Tennessee.
They can't stand themselves.
I would have went perfect if it wasn't for Tennessee. It's the only pick I got wrong.
Yeah.
My
Me
first,
and Andy
yeah, I think we,
got the Mizzou game wrong, and we got the West Virginia game wrong, and of course the Tennessee game. So
yeah.
we went. What was that? That's 7.
Which now
7-3.
I know we have some
7-3.
Tennessee fans that listen to this. I'm just gonna say this. The more I watch y'all's team, the more I cannot stand Tennessee.
Tennessee's
That
bad,
fight,
buddy.
that fight at the end was kind of crazy.
It was so
Oh, and that
stupid.
wasn't that was not the quarterback. That was a
Are you
DB.
sure?
Yeah, that was a DB. Yeah,
Okay.
100%. They were on defense, and they were on the other side. Tennessee was on the other sideline.
Yeah, but it's still I thought it was number 5 looked just like him. I could have been wrong.
No,
It looked like it was him to me.
no.
And I was like, that's crazy. But the whole
The
situation
whole
in that
yeah,
game
yeah,
was stupid.
yeah. It was all dumb, but
I mean, last year they were throwing I think it was last year they were throwing mustard on the field,
yeah.
right?
Year
Or was that 2 years
before.
ago?
I thought it was year
I
before.
No,
can't
that was
remember, but
that
like
was in Tennessee, wasn't it?
yeah, but I do think it was the year before they may have been. Regardless, Tennessee has been like
They just want to be good.
since they've started getting decent,
Yeah.
it's become really obnoxious.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure
they're
they say the same thing
obnoxious
about
in
Georgia fans.
Knoxville. But see,
Yeah.
I feel
And I
like
get a lot of Georgia fans are obnoxious. I don't like
They
half the
are.
Georgia
I'm about to
fans.
say, yeah.
I can't deal with them.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
can't. Yeah.
a lot of Georgia fans though are pretty like, guys, are y'all sure? Like, we're all still living in that heartbreak stage.
I
What
think
what I
the
see is
ones
I
that we
can't.
know.
Yeah, I can't stand when I get on Facebook and I see these Georgia fans going on. Georgia fans get really obnoxious too, and I get that's why
Yeah.
that's why Georgia has such a bad rep when it comes to their fans because they are. In fact, a lot of people that aren't Georgia fans when they come around, like me and Seth,
Yeah,
working
they're
with
really
us and all that
shocked.
stuff, they're shocked. Like we don't talk crap during the season. We know when their team loses, call them or give them a hard time at work or anything like that. Like, but I'm a very realistic Georgia fan. Like if I think Georgia's
Yeah.
bad, I'll tell you Georgia's bad.
Yeah, that's how I am. Like, if
And Georgia's not looking so hot.
They're
no.
not. And I for life of me can't figure out if it's an offensive execution problem, if it's a quarterback execution problem, or if it's a play call problem. Because I have had my dislikes with all 3 of those phases. I've had play calls I couldn't stand that I thought were stupid. I have watched Carson Beck make the wrong reads and have wide open people for touchdowns. He's just not progressing. And
But
I have
that
just
but
seen
my
our
thing is
offensive
like
line, our tight ends, our receivers totally flop on what they're supposed to do. So it's
my thing
whatever it
is
is, they got to get their offense figured out because if not, somebody's going to catch us on a bet. Like we're a good team, we're not an elite team by no means.
but
If
I
we
don't
keep
really
playing like this,
see
somebody's
many
going to catch us.
there's not many elite teams in college football this year.
No, there's
Like,
not. But that's where the problem lies, though. If there's not a whole lot, if there's not elite teams, that means there's a bunch of really good teams.
yeah.
And so if you're not elite and you can't play elite, then somebody's going to end up catching you. Like you go into like 2 weeks, we go to Auburn. Auburn's not a great team by no means, but they're not bad. And you're playing at Auburn.
Yeah.
If you go out there and you sleepwalk in that first half like you did against South Carolina, you're probably gonna get your tail beat.
Yep.
Once that crowd gets into it and Auburn's like, oh, we could win this football game, and you're playing at their place, that whole second half comeback stuff is tough.
Bye-bye. And we can't, with our schedule, we can't afford to drop a single game.
No.
No,
If we want
have a
if we
weak
want
schedule.
any chance of making it to the playoffs, we cannot drop a game. We have to go undefeated.
No.
Anyways,
Well, for the most part, yeah, but that's the other thing about there being a bunch of good teams, not elite teams. I'm even more confident in my whole. There's going to be a 2-loss team that gets into the playoffs, or an SEC team misses the playoffs because,
LSU look good. They beat the
LSU
crap
look
out
good,
of
but they
NC
got
State.
beat by Florida State, right?
yeah.
And then Florida State looked very beatable this past week. And granted, that was a trap game. We all can agree on that. They're playing at Boston College, and they have to go to Clemson this week. So it's definition of a trap game. The fact they got out of that game with a win is impressive. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like there's nobody that's like way ahead of anybody this year. I mean, the two best teams as far as eye test so far this year is Notre Dame and Washington.
Yeah, but Notre Dame we were talking about this earlier before we started the podcast. Notre Dame hasn't played anybody either.
That's
though.
why I said eye test, though. Because
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
watch
yeah,
Notre
yeah.
Dame, they're playing good football.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. Now, granted, they haven't played nobody. But if you had to pick elite teams right now, it's got to be Washington or Notre Dame. Nobody else. Everybody else had a struggle at some point in time.
How about that Colorado game?
Colorado game was, I fell asleep on your couch,
Yeah.
and I woke up at like 2:45, 3 o'clock, and the game had just ended.
I couldn't do it.
And so I rubbed my eyes, and I looked. I said, cool. Colorado won. I got that pick right. Turned TV off, went right back to sleep.
It was too late for me. Because, I mean, as soon as we woke up, we all
Well,
started
we were in
going.
a cheese dip coma, too.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I mean,
Now
we
that
woke up-
Missouri Kansas State game
that
was
was so fun.
fun to watch.
They said
It
that dude
was-
made a
it made it
way
61-yard
more
field
fun
goal.
That we were rooting against each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
because
so
I didn't really
tight.
have a dog in the fight. The only
No.
dog in the fight I had is the fact that I picked Missouri, you picked Kansas State,
Yeah.
and I just like being right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
that was
that
such
was
a good
it.
game to watch.
So somebody said that, or I want to say I heard that the dude kicked a 61-yard field goal.
The
yeah,
longest made field goal in SEC history
that's what they
to
said.
win the game.
That's insane. That's a long ways, buddy.
We both were like,
That's-
he's missing it.
Oh yeah, I was like, this game's going
He's
to
dropping this
overtime.
by 10 yards. He's hitting the front of the end zone with this one.
And he had it by a couple yards. Like, it didn't just go over. Like, he had it by. He
Yeah.
could have probably kicked a 65.
That would have been
Dang.
pushing. He definitely could have made it 62, 63. Start getting more than that. But I mean, 61, he set
Buddy.
an SEC record, and it was to win the game.
I bet that joker was going nuts.
By the way,
Yeah.
he's like two.
He's
What?
ginormous.
Yeah, he's huge.
Oh,
Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen him, but I was watching that.
His
y'all see
name's
that?
Mevis the Thicker Kicker is what they call him. Buddy
Yeah.
looks like he should be playing linebacker.
Yeah.
He just got a boot, son. All right, so then we got LSU. I think we all got LSU on that. Handled Mississippi State pretty well. Virginia Tech and Rutgers.
Virginia Tech's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad. North Carolina won against Minnesota. And then we got the one where Shane lost his perfect perfect week on the pick'ems.
I wanted to change that so bad, but we couldn't change it.
Yeah,
I just
they're
wanna
locked
put
in.
that out there.
Y'all
I
have got
think I
y'all's
told y'all
locked in
that.
already, right?
Yeah,
For
I
this
got
year?
it locked
Okay.
in.
Yep.
So Tennessee lost.
Purdue again.
Yeah.
They're doo-doo.
I
West
could have went to
Virginia
Purdue.
won.
I could have went to Purdue.
You
You
would
would have
have
lost a lot. You would have lost a lot more football games.
Yeah, I know. It would have been just to go as a student because my great ma used to have like she used to be like the trustee of some people's money or something, and they had to like give so much money away to like a Purdue student, so I could have went and got it paid for. But anyways, West Virginia Pitt. I picked Pitt.
That was a boring game, honestly.
Why did I pick Pitt? I don't even
Very
remember.
boring. Good game. I mean, but very defensive heavy, and nobody wanted to win.
Yeah, and like the game was never really in question too much,
Yeah,
especially later in the game. Like the score is close, but every time Pitt did anything good, West Virginia's answer was something good.
Yep.
And neither one of them could drive down the field. It was all big plays. It was a boring game to watch
Turnovers.
for sure.
gotcha.
So the TCU, they pulled it out.
Yeah, I didn't even watch none of that game. I just
Me
kept up
neither.
with the score.
And
I
we already
tried
talked
watching
about
the Colorado State game.
Yeah.
Couldn't. Just
This
glad
is
they pulled it out.
This got
And I did
chippy
not watch
apparently.
Fresno.
Oh,
Huh?
it was chippy it was chippy before they. I mean, their coaches were going back and forth. I knew that game was going to be.
Yeah, it was
That's like an
chippy.
in-state rivalry type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fresno State and Arizona, that wasn't even a game.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I didn't either. That was going on at the same time as the Colorado State game. You had Alabama was on the ropes against USF during all
Which
that
is
stuff
insane.
too.
First of all, why was that an away game?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's a weird game. The whole thing's weird. I mean, all of Alabama's quarterbacks are terrible. Jalen Milroe is not good, but he is by far their best option.
He's an
That's-
athlete. That's about as much
yeah,
as I can say about
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Oh.
But now this week's picks are interesting.
Are
They
they?
got some good
Yeah,
ones. Yes.
They are. Let me move this up a little bit.
We got Auburn, Texas A&M. I
went
personally went A&M.
A&M.
I
Yep,
did
that's
too.
what I went.
That 13th man is ain't
It's
that,
hard to play there.
buddy. It's tough at home for
Yeah.
for that.
I feel like it's kind of a must-win. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I do too.
For Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I went Florida,
Florida
State.
State.
This
at
one was
Clemson.
this one was kind of Death Valley, man. Is again, man. Home field advantage
Fake
is.
Death
I was about to say it's the fake Death Valley.
It is
by
the
way.
fake
That's
Death
why
Valley,
That's
I
why I
know,
don't call them
but-
Death Valley. Yeah, this one I'm not gonna be totally shocked if I'm wrong with this because I picked Florida State. Wouldn't totally shock me if Clemson wins.
Wouldn't shock me at
Um,
all. I picked Florida
but-
State though.
I picked Florida State. I do think they're the better football
Seth, you
team.
picked Florida State
if,
too.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think if Clemson wins, it's because they put it all together and the home field advantage.
Yeah.
But Florida State is the better team.
Where's game
Yeah.
day going? They going to Florida State or are they going to the one further
I
down?
don't know. I don't know where they're going.
But
But
then,
there's a few games they could go to.
so who'd y'all pick with UCLA and Utah?
I picked Utah. I don't know a whole lot about
I went with
either
Utah.
one of those teams.
Also,
I went with Utah.
I
'Cause
did too.
It's gonna be a close game.
I think so too, but I think Utah. I didn't think about is their quarterback back?
I don't think he played game 3. I don't know because I didn't watch the Utah game. But he was supposed to be back week 3, so I would assume he's definitely back week 4.
Yeah,
That's-
I think if
one of
he's
the main
back,
reasons I picked
it's
Utah.
gonna be
You
it's
picked
gonna
Utah as well.
Yeah.
Would
No.
y'all?
I picked Alabama.
Yeah.
They're playing at home. They're not going to lose 2 home games in a row, right? Right?
I got
It
Ole
wouldn't
Miss.
shock me.
You got Ole Miss?
Yeah,
Oh my
Oh.
God! 2 home games in a row they lose. That's crazy. Not saying it's impossible because
buddy.
they,
Stat wise, like stat lines compared side by side,
Oh yeah.
Ole Miss is looking a lot better
Yeah.
than Bama.
yeah, I agree.
Trust
It's
me,
just-
I get
it's
it.
so hard-
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's so hard for me to. I don't like Alabama by no means, but I respect what they have done.
Yeah. I mean, you
and
have to. If you
Their-
don't, you're an
Their
idiot.
coach, man, their coach.
Oh yeah.
He's the best there is for a reason.
I think their quarterback situation is really going to hurt them. I think they get hurt a lot more this year than
I
what
think
people
Jalen Milrow
expect.
is going to go out there with something to prove. I think we're
I
going to see a
think they're
different
gonna
Jalen Milrow
run.
this game.
I
I'm
think
not
they're
saying it's
gonna
going to last all season,
run
but
down Ole Miss's throat.
yeah,
And in the
I think
but in the
Alabama.
range, they're going to keep the ball away from Lane Kiffin and his offense. That's just what I thought.
What time's that game? 3:30.
So I'll
I
put it
don't
this
know.
way: I think
We'll be watching that one
I
together,
think-
boys.
Oh yeah,
I think Alabama wins and covers.
I don't know what the
They win by
spread-
more. They win by more than 7.
we'll find out. I'm not
We'll
saying.
find
I
out.
mean, I really have no idea. I'm be
I
honest.
just had that faith in
What
Nick
you
Saban,
went with?
especially at
You
home.
went with Alabama, Seth?
Yeah, yeah.
So BYU and Kansas.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm against the majority on this one. I went
BYU puts you
BYU.
in.
I think they're coming off that high of Arkansas.
I almost picked BYU, but I picked Kansas.
I
did
went
too.
BYU.
I got Kansas.
So we'll see. I think that's going to be a pretty good game.
I agree.
I went Oregon State against Washington State.
Washington State. Yeah, I went Oregon State. I think Oregon State is an underrated. I mean, Washington State is too, but I think Oregon State is an underrated team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They're a
Yeah.
good team.
Now, the one that gave me a fit, Ohio
team?
State and Notre Dame. I went back before this podcast because I was stressing picks this week. Not gonna lie. I sat in Discord with Andy, looking at this game in silence for at least 5 minutes.
That's a fact. I was like,
That was me on
bro,
my
you
couch.
good? You look like you're going through it. He's like, I just can't decide.
So this is what I was fighting. I was fighting what my heart tells me and what my gut tells me. So my heart tells me Notre Dame's going to win this game at home. My gut tells me Ohio State is going to be prepared and go out there and win. And so that's what I was constantly fighting, and I decided on Ohio State.
I got Ohio State.
I don't.
You got Notre Dame?
I got Notre Dame. Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I really don't.
Ah.
But I think Ohio State's kind of been looking at this game for a couple weeks, and all those lackluster.
They had a
We're
really
not that
game last
good,
week.
and here's the thing: they've been dropping in the rankings. Everybody's like, Ohio State's not it. They're going to go into. They've been dropping in rankings while winning, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go into that game like this is our chance to prove it, and I think they're going to go out there and prove it. I think they're going to win that game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're going to win it, but it would not shock me if Notre Dame wins, and I wouldn't be upset at all because if you know me personally, there's 2 teams I hate. Florida number 1 and Ohio State number 2.
You must have a thing
I
for
want-
Urban Meyer.
I do not. Yeah, Urban Meyer has scarred me, buddy. But I never root. I rooted on Ohio State one time, and it was for a very sentimental reason.
Yeah.
The year they won the national championship.
Yeah.
But that's been it. Ever since then, every time they play, I want them to lose.
Every
I
time they
want
step up,
Ohio State to lose every game they play, and I want Florida to lose every game they play.
Yeah,
But I think Ohio State's the pick. I think they pull it out this week.
I don't have that hate for Ohio State.
I can't stand them. It's an unhealthy dislike for them.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He's going through it. Then we got Memphis Tigers and Missouri Tigers. I went Missouri.
I'm
here.
going Missouri, man. I
Yeah.
think after that win they had, they're going to be riding the high. It could hurt them.
I'm about to say that could go one of two ways.
Game. Yeah,
That'll
I
go
think
one
they're
of
going to go out
two
there and
ways.
win that football game.
I got Missouri.
And then when you got UCF and Kansas State, I went Kansas
On the-
State there.
I went Kansas State on that. On the flip side of this, Kansas State's going to want to go out there and prove something.
I think UCF has
Yeah,
something to
'cause-
prove.
I think they do too, but
You
I
went-
think
you
I
pick-
think
you-
Kansas.
I think they want to prove that they belong in the Power Five.
No, you
I went
no, you
Kansas
didn't.
State.
Oh, okay. I was about to say no, you didn't.
He just pulled a Lee Corso, man.
Yeah, he did. And then you got Pitt and North Carolina. I went North Carolina.
Yeah, I went North Carolina.
Yeah, I did too. Pitt looked pretty.
I don't think it should be close.
Pitt
No.
looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because West Virginia is not very good. Let's be honest.
No.
And Pitt looked worse than West Virginia. So
Yeah.
North Carolina should win that game and probably win it pretty handily.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Bet.
I would imagine.
Speaking of Lee Corso, did y'all watch the he did his 400th headgear pick this week? Did y'all
That was
watch
crazy.
that whole little tribute?
No.
No, I was.
So for one, I knew that Kirk Herbstreit and Lee Corso had a really good relationship. I didn't know that Kirk Herbstreit has been there for like every single one of Lee Corso's headgear picks.
Do what now?
In fact, Kirk Herbstreit was involved on getting him his first headgear for the first headgear pick that he ever did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he picked Ohio State. That's of course where Kirk Herbstreit went, his wife went, and all that stuff. And he said it took a lot of convincing, but he was able to get their mascot head, and that's what started it all. But you could tell like that whole everybody's like get Lee Corso off of College Game Day, and I understand because he does struggle. It is tough to watch. Same time, man, let the man do his thing. He's been a part of College Game Day forever.
And it's
let
not
him
like
go for as long as he can, because once he's gone, like once he stops doing it, that's it. The headgear picks are gone. If anybody else tries doing it, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a
But
that's like
little
his
tribute
thing.
they did. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to go on Twitter. Kirk Herbstreit posted it on Twitter. Y'all should go and watch it. It was pretty cool to watch the whole history of how that.
What was I doing?
We were doing something. 'Cause we came in towards the end of it, but I found it on Twitter on Kirk Herbstreit's Twitter page and watched it. It's like a 7-minute little tribute thing. It was pretty cool. And Kirk Herbstreit and Lee Corso's relationship's pretty cool too.
Yeah. I don't have Twitter, so
you can probably look it up on YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find it somewhere. If it's on Twitter, it's somewhere else on the internet, I can guarantee. Yeah. But yeah, that's like, I mean, it's not like he does.
He is hard to listen to, man, because it gets hard to understand him sometimes and all that. But at the same
He's
time,
just getting
like
up in age.
I'm saying, man, he's just getting old, bro. Ain't nobody else got no
go.
grandparents that they just sit there and be like, what?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
What you?
Let the
what
man.
they say? Yeah.
He's done a lot. I mean, the stuff he's probably done more for college football than what like people that have won national championships and
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. I mean,
For
he
sure.
brings everybody to it, which is a good thing. So
yeah.
That's all. I mean, that's what you want. You want people to watch. And
Yeah,
he
that's
brings
kinda-
people to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole thing. Like, who's he gonna pick? What headgear is he gonna put on? First of all, I wonder how they. What do they put it in? A huge box?
I have no idea.
We should go to a game day.
I want to so
Buddy,
bad.
that would be
That would
nuts.
be awesome.
When's the next game day that's gonna be close?
But it's week to week. They
Yeah,
don't
it changes
play.
every week.
Well, I mean, I know they don't announce. They don't announce
They
it
don't
like a
until
schedule.
I think
Yeah,
Monday
so,
or
like-
Tuesday, don't they? Is when they announce it?
something like that.
Oh wow, so have to be like a
Because people losing all this stuff could change
yeah.
where they go. You know, like
They want to.
you could have an idea this is going to be a really good match, but they get blown out, and all of a sudden that, especially later in the season,
yeah.
that could really change the landscape of
Where you want
college
to go?
football.
Yeah.
It could make other games bigger because this team lost.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's a very fluid situation where they go.
Gotcha. I didn't know. I thought that I didn't know how they did it. But real quick, man, before we get out of here, for those listening, man, we're going to try on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please do so.
Go and subscribe. We're about to start
we're about
putting stuff out.
Yeah, we're about to try and start making some videos on some stuff that we got going on. Maybe do a football game day video. I know this weekend coming up, the three of us are planning to go to a WMA. I know we talked about Thanksgiving hunt that we do.
Yep.
We're kind of coming down to this WMA to not necessarily scout it out, but we're gonna go.
It's a dual purpose thing.
Yeah,
We're going
yeah,
there
yeah.
it's time to start filling freezers, so we're gonna
Yeah.
go there and try shooting some squirrels. But I use squirrel hunting as a way to go and scout. So we're going to be scouting it out, trying to shoot some squirrels,
Yeah.
scout it out for deer, pigs, ducks,
Yeah. See
everything.
see what it's
See
looking
what's up
like.
with it.
See what the campsite stuff looks like. Just,
Have we explained what we keep referencing the Thanksgiving hunt? Have we explained what our Thanksgiving hunt is? Like what we do? I don't
uh
think we have.
I don't think we've actually explained how we do it. I know we've talked about doing like maybe a live podcast out there.
Yeah,
And
so
then
our
a
thing,
video on the actual hunt type thing, but I don't think we've ever actually explained what
yeah. So
it
when we
is.
refer to the Thanksgiving hunt, we're talking we go for basically the whole week of Thanksgiving. Normally like that Tuesday
Yeah.
through Saturday, we get out there, we set up camp, um, and all we do is hang out around campsite and hunt the
That's
whole
it.
week. We come back Thursday morning, we do lunch with the family, and then as soon as lunch is over, we're back out there
Yeah.
until Saturday.
Until
Yeah.
the WMA closes.
Till
Yep,
WMA closes.
until
They
the
got work.
till the
More
big
to
game
do.
hunt closes. It's usually a lot of fun. We've been to the same one for. They've been going. They're
We've
dang
been
near.
doing Thanksgiving hunts for years. Just the location has changed. It started out at Clark Hill.
Okay.
We would go there. One of our friends had a lake house, so we'd go and stay there. But we wouldn't leave until after Thanksgiving. And so it'd be like a Thursday night. We'd hunt Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday morning to come home.
Gotcha.
And then it turned into going somewhere else. And it was like we get out there Wednesday afternoon, set up, come back Thursday morning. And then as things have progressed, it's gotten longer and longer too. Where
Yeah.
this week, I'm probably going to take the entire Thanksgiving week off if possible and try to get out there Monday.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the same thing. I know I
If I can
still
get
got
out there,
some days I got to take before the end of the year, so my wife
so
wants to
that's
go
been
on a
something.
trip, but
That's been something we've been doing since. I mean, I've probably been going on a Thanksgiving hunt for. I'm 27, probably 14, 15 years.
yeah. So I
It's
just
just
recently
progressed.
started going with them. Well, probably
3, 4 years ago.
no.
Our first time going out to Tuckahoe.
My first time going out there was 2018, I think.
So
That
5 years. It's already been that long.
yeah, dude. I've been
Time
going out.
flies, man.
Man, it does. It goes by so quick. But yeah, because that's when I bought that Silverado was 2018 because that was the same. We bought a house. I went to 2 hurricanes back to back, come back and bought a truck
Yeah,
in
that's right.
November. And then that same November, that's the first year I went out there was with that red Silverado.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But yeah, so I mean that was 2018, and we've killed a couple ducks out there during duck season.
I think I'm the only one that's had an opportunity to kill any.
Yeah,
there.
but as of the last several years, man, the place we've been going has been absolutely awful. As far as
It gets
productive
hunted a
wise,
whole lot more too than what it used to. The
yeah,
pressure out there has since we've been hunting out there since I started hunting, which I started hunting probably 10 years
swear.
old.
I killed my first deer out there.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of luck out there, but the pressure has gotten
Tremendously
tremendous.
high.
And there's
yeah,
gonna be people that tell us, "Oh, we still kill," and I know there are. I mean, I personally know people that still go out there
yeah.
and
And
do
we
really good.
and we've seen people bring stuff back to camp, but it's just like those
I don't know
Asian
what.
guys, that group of that Asian family that's like
Oh, they were
always,
smoking
buddy,
hogs,
they
dude.
smoked them pigs. They were bringing like 1 or 2 back a hunt, and that's
Yeah, but
no joke.
we weren't hunting far from them either. Like the areas that we were hunting were close to where they were hunting. That's
Yeah,
just
because I mean we'd pass their truck on the side of the road and stuff.
yeah.
But so I mean I don't know. I don't know what we was doing wrong. We was doing something wrong. We've been doing something wrong apparently. Because it's just not working out. So
yeah,
we
the hunting has
all
definitely gotten worse out there for
we've
sure.
all kind of decided, hey, let's not go there this year.
Yeah.
So that's what we're kind of doing Saturday with the old squirrel hunt. We're gonna go try and get on some squirrels and just look around, see what see what it looks like, see if it's even worth going to that one or whatever.
I've only been to this
Uh,
WMA one time
really?
Yeah, me too.
ever. Yeah, so and I was young. I wasn't even driving.
I got you. Which it's
I
got a
was
ton of river access, so um, and I think there's
I
some
want to
like
put a big old
islands
round.
in between, out through there too. If I was looking at the map correctly, which means you may be able to hop on a boat. I mean, obviously not Saturday, but hop on a boat and get to
Yeah,
one of them islands, and there may be
Yeah,
yeah.
some
We'll
animals on
figure it
that
out.
stuff. But
we're gonna do our best to figure it out.
yeah, so the
I
idea is
promise you that.
to record stuff as we do it Saturday, um, and hopefully get a video out on YouTube for y'all guys, and just kind of see how it goes. We got some other stuff, we're working on with the podcast alone, but
Yeah, we got some ideas. Y'all just gotta work with us. Hang in
yeah,
there. We're getting stuff in order. We're still learning how to do this, but we're kind of sort of have learned it where the process of it isn't eating up so much time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, for the longest time, it would take me a couple of days to learn how to post these podcasts. Now I can have it posted in no time.
yeah,
Editing the podcast will take a little bit of time. Now that's happening faster. So we can start dedicating more time to making the podcast better and putting other content out as well.
yeah,
So that's kind of where we're transitioning to now.
yep. Um, the Obviously the more we do this thing, the easier it's gonna get for us. We try and divvy up all of the work equally 3 ways. That way it's not so hard on all of us, but y'all probably could care less about that part, but but we got so check out YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the Southern Roots Podcast. It's the same name, same logo, everything. So as long as you see that Georgia with the TSR on it, that's us. Um,
TikTok.
yeah,
So we
TikTok.
got
Yeah,
TikTok.
we got TikTok. We got some videos on. Other than that, we've pretty much we don't have Instagram or anything like that right now. We may get it, we may not. I don't know.
It'll really
Uh,
just depend on where things
yeah,
go. If it's something else we want to take on.
yeah,
I mean, if things start getting real popular and all that, we'll maybe create a Facebook that way, keep people updated on what we're doing, how we're doing it,
yeah,
Twitter, whatever. We'll
yeah,
kind of
yeah. We'll
figure
definitely,
all that out as time goes
yeah.
on.
So, but
But yeah, go like and subscribe, comment
yes,
on all of our everywhere we post, which
yeah,
right now is the podcast, YouTube, and
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, commenting helps a lot. Whether it's a thumbs up, a nice podcast, whatever it is, it helps.
Especially on TikTok, like
Yeah,
even like reposting it. I mean, it
yeah,
takes 2 seconds,
yeah,
2 clicks, boom, boom,
yeah. So, it's not too bad.
and it's greatly appreciated
Yeah.
by all of us.
The more attention it gets, the easier it makes us want. I mean, the more it makes us want to do this stuff, and the easier it is to do. But with that being said, guys, this has been the Southern Roots Podcast. I am Andy.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Shane. And remember, always keep those southern roots.